Hey guys, we're live. How are you? How are you indeed? Let's get the made men on now. Let's get them on. Let's get them on. Link here. Let's jump on it. Let's go for it. Guys, I want to tell you, I've been thinking. All a man really needs is a couple steel Rolex. Steel Rolex, Marco. How are you today? By the way, I'm fondling the Datejust, ladies Datejust 26, and I'm wearing the Submariner.
Life is good with Rolex on the wrist, right, Arch?
Marco, I gotta tell you, I've been thinking. I think all a man really needs is a couple steel sports Rolex.
Interesting.
What do they need? Some sort of dive watch, some sort of GMT, and something simple, wind and wear. How have you found it having the Rolex? Tell me how has it changed your life?
Honestly, Arch, I just put it on and I just forget about it. It's just perfect. It's do anything, go anywhere kind of watch. And it's Arch, look at this. It's a Rolex. Rolex. And there's nothing else to say.
Rolex. You love it or not?
Love it, Arch.
Have many people commented on it since you've worn it?
No. I don't see many people nowadays, Arch.
Okay.
It's because I don't go out because of COVID, you know?
Yes.
Because I have older grandparents.
Yes.
So they're
JJ, how are you, my friend?
Good. Back on the computer.
JJ. I was just going to say to you, I was having a talk to a friend yesterday. He said, okay. I said to him, I want to maybe sell one more Patek. He said, what are you going to buy? What are you going to buy? And we start talking, and he says, oh, would you get a Speedy? And then we start talking about the new Speedy, and it's selling for retail, which is like 8,000 Canadian. He goes, well, for the same money, 10,000, a little bit more, you could have the Jaeger-LeCoultre Polaris chronograph.
Toxic sludge.
And I thought,
Arch, how long ago did you get that watch in your hands? Like, it's got to be at least 3 months.
It was before Christmas, yeah.
Right.
And then I thought about it, right? Do I really want to sell a Patek to get second-tier garbage?
No, no way. No shot. You know what
That's
this means?
Problem.
This means you're content. You're content with your collection now. What do you think?
What up?
What's going on?
What's going on, fellas?
Are you content with your collection? Is that what this means? Are you happy you have steel sports and Patek?
Put it this way. I think 5 was too many. Because I had got to remember too. I'm not made of money. NC. Here we go. NC. We'll come back to that dilemma. NSC. What's that stand for?
North South Carolina.
Yeah.
€5.88. Arch. I got a 5513 Mark 1. That's the no date sub plastic. 116600 Sea Dweller 4000. That's very collectible. He's got a 16710 BLRO 3186. That's the last of the pre-ceramic GMT Master 2s. He's got a Hulk 116610 LV plus 1 Omega, first Omega in space. What Rolex next? Look, I'd probably say you want a wind and wear. A wind and wear. The 5513 is too delicate and expensive. If it's a Mark 1, they normally don't really call them Mark 1s. They kind of say meters first. That's kind of... But Look, I would say, I reckon you need something easy, wind and wear. I reckon he's already got the sub. I'd say get an Air King, Explorer 1, or Milgauss.
But Arch, if he gets a Note 8 sub, it's like his collection comes full circle, you know?
Yeah, I don't think he needs that because he hasn't got a lot of watches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5. It's not, we want to try and, when you got a sub 10 collection, you can't really double up unnecessarily, okay? Now, let me tell you this, guys. I had a bit of a think about it. And I've been thinking, if I get rid of the 5196, I may not be able to get one back again. Okay?
They are going up in price.
Yeah, look, they're not rocket, they're not Daytona going up, but they are a cool thing, right? So I'm kind of thinking to myself, you know what? Why don't I just calm down, and I'm thinking just enjoy what you got there. Solenoid, $10. That snide super chat about Marco Stardust equals fake Rolly. I think it's Rolex, the brand, that inspires such disbelief. By the way, but
to be honest.
What's that? Be honest? Is that what it says?
To be honest is TBH.
To be honest, I think my first thought would be, is it real no matter what?
I mean, I can assure you it's real. I definitely.
It's real. Look,
not only did I pay the full price, but I went to a watchmaker to have it checked out just in case. Even though Bear told me I didn't have to, because the dealer he trusts with his life, I got it checked out anyways, and it's definitely a real watch, and I definitely paid full price for it.
Sometimes I think people are in the wrong league if they're so in disbelief that a watch could be real. I mean,
no, I don't think it's that. I think it's just nasty, vicious people who just can't accept the fact that somebody accomplished something before them, and they're just jealous, bitter, and spiteful, and so they have to attack others for no reason. It just doesn't make sense.
Some people generally say that, though. Like I had a girl once say, like, "Oh, that's not real." I was like, "It is, but okay."
Not on this live stream.
What did I say?
Yeah.
I just was like, "It
is."
Was
she hot? Was she hot?
She was like a 6. 6
out
of 10.
You should have said to her, "Look, I tell you what, sweetie. How about we make a bet?
Okay.
If it's real, we sleep together.
I was already sleeping.
Not real. I buy you an LV purse."
I was already sleeping with her, but yeah, agreed.
What are you doing talking to them after you sleep?
Yeah, what are you doing conversing with them? You weirdo.
Look, I think sometimes people say this stuff, right? They kind of money is a vicious thing. See, money makes us do things we don't want to do.
People are so insecure. It's crazy.
Oh, I know you're happy.
So insecure.
He's replying obviously to that super chat, but
Solo Moroid,
$5.
I'd think no matter who the person was, I'm happy for you, Marco.
Yeah. I think 100%. I understand. You're replying to that guy who was saying that it's a fake Rolex, right? I'm just saying some people don't want others to succeed, or they don't want to see others accomplish something before they do. You know what I mean? And they just get
Dave
jealous.
Ramsey on. Dave Ramsey.
And they get nasty. There we go.
Hey, Dave. How are you? Hey. The funny thing is, can I just say this? Here we go. Toyota Mo, $5. Haters always hate. They live miserable, nasty lives, and they get off at putting good
Toyota
people
Mo's
down.
such a good guy, Arch.
Yeah, that girl's not the right one for you, Rolex. It's the wrong girl for you.
No. Now, look. I got to tell you this. Let me ask you this. I want to ask JJ and Burbinghart a question, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Because you guys are men. You're a little bit older. You've been around the block. I want to ask you this. $1 million net worth. because Dave Ramsey is always talking about. Yeah, whack Tim on, click him on.
Hey, what's up?
$1 million net worth. Dave Ramsey's always saying $1 million, $1 million, $1 million.
Right.
I mean, $1 million is better than no $1 million. Okay, but due to inflation, it's not what it used to be.
Of course not.
I'm not. Yeah. I like the idea of whatever your yearly expenses are, you need 40 times that to retire. So $1 million doesn't.
Yeah,
at least in the
I've read
U.S.
that.
You need.
No,
I think,
that's what.
Dave
That-
Ramsey's
why he
always
said
like,
Insurance
that's not a Dave
brokers
Ramsey
say.
thing necessarily, but
Yeah.
that's the idea.
40
is that
times your
That's insane, man.
expenses.
because
My
you're
God, man.
If you want to leave an inheritance, also.
yeah, and then that way you're never like your expenses for the year
40
would never be more than
times?
4%.
That's
that's insane, man.
Hey, that's what I'm
40.
shooting for. I need 40 times my expenses to be able to retire. So $1 million.
40
It's like it.
times.
I'm gonna
really
do that
depends on what
math
your
right
expenses
now.
are.
Mike,
You need about 3 million to retire comfortably.
2 to 3 million, and if you have your house paid off, right, then you can look at, so it's this matter of you want to draw down on what your expenses are. So over your life, if you're able to pay off a house, then your monthly expenses obviously are going to go down.
The thing is, your house. Do you look at it as your house is an asset, right?
I don't,
Or
but
you-
people do. Yeah.
Well, it is an
It
asset,
is.
but
Yeah.
it doesn't bring in an income. Okay.
Yes, if it's not a rental.
But let me say this: what happens if you had a fully paid off house? You finance that to get this 2.5% money. 2.5% money, JJ. It ain't much cheaper than that.
Nope. I love 2.5.
And you use that money for investments, for fun, for whatever you want. You can't really just waste the money. Otherwise, you got to buy
Dave
something
Ramsey does not recommend buying on margin, Arch. That is
Well,
a
he got
terrible.
sla- he got slaughtered.
As
that's
Dave
all.
Ramsey says, there's no foreclosures on fully paid off homes.
Right.
just if you don't pay the taxes, the tax man will come and take it.
Yes, the tax man. but you know what I'm
Or
saying,
a winter storm hits.
JJ. What do you think of that 2.5% money? I love it. What do you think?
Oh, I love 2.5% money. I don't, I'm not worried about the point that I'll lose my house because it just doesn't make sense to me. I have more than enough to pay off my house in investments. Unless the market crashed, I could see, that as being one way of not being able to pay it for it.
Yeah,
but
but
I
if
don't-
it crashed that mark, America would be over, and your house
there would be bigger
worthless
problems than
anyhow.
paying my mortgage. And
Right.
even if that doesn't affect my ability to pay my mortgage, I could just pay it out of my monthly income anyway. What I have reserved is not what I use to pay my mortgage. So that doesn't make sense to me when people use that analogy. I mean, I could say that about any investment you have. Oh, what if it goes bad? Yeah, I know. All right. What if you leave it under your mattress where it's nice and safe and somebody comes and takes it? Like,
It's not a
you
safe
can always lose money. You can't live your life in fear. So that's a terrible way to think. But yeah, the 2.5% you can borrow from your home is excellent if you use it properly.
Would you use it for watches? Is that
I would use it, Arch, for anything. If I was going to buy a car, I'd take it out of my home. People say, "Oh, you're crazy. You're taking insecure debt and you're trading it for secure debt." But I don't care. I have no intentions on defaulting. I know I can afford to pay it. You know what I'm saying? So let's say I was going to buy a $30,000 used Lexus, right? Why would I get a auto loan for 8%, 9% when I could just take a home equity, a HELOC out for 3%? You know what I mean? And just pay it through there. I have every intention of paying it off, so it's not like I'm going to lose my home over it. You know what I mean? I don't want to pull $30,000 out of an investment that's making me, 10%, 20% to make 3%. It just doesn't make sense.
CB, fella, $2. I've grown to like Marco. Keep it up. Thank you. CB, Archie, you said 100,000 a month. 100,000 a month. What's 100,000 a month? What's he talking
Right.
about?
So you said if you're making 100,000 a month.
Oh, you must spend 240 a year in watches. What if someone make 1 million per month?
I reckon they got to PayPal ArchieLuxury72@gmail.com.
I think they got to pay more
And
than
get
$5
paid
for
advice.
advice. What do you think, JJ? What do you
Easy.
reckon?
The
They
price
got to
just went up.
PayPal you couple
I
thousand.
mean, I think if
maybe
you're making that
10,000.
much money, you just need one and done. That's it.
Look, the problem with earning $1 million a year is $1 million a month.
Per month.
It may not last forever. Let me tell you this, okay?
That's what I said. One and done.
You're gonna get hammered on taxes, so you better.
Yeah, I was
Tim,
gonna
let
say,
us know.
find
How does it
some
feel
ways
to make $1
you
million
get
dollars
for
a
that
month?
income.
Tim, let us know. How does it feel to make $1 million a month? The rental properties in New
I
York,
just
don't
had
they
to
do that?
fire a
The
client earlier today, Marco. So
Tim,
Sorry? What happened, Tim?
I had to fire a client.
Why? Tim, what happened?
Not
Tim,
the Rolex AD. You didn't tell me you had
Tim,
to kick them out, did
What
you?
happened? Tim, what happened? What happened? Tell
Just
me.
got to
You're a
me,
bit
man.
soft. The volume's a bit
They-
low. Talk to me.
They got to me, man. They just
What?
got to me.
I can't hear you.
was edibles.
Enunciate.
Wait a minute. How do you
hear
fire a
me now?
client? Don't the client fire
You
you?
still-
Isn't that how it
You're
works?
still. I can't hear you.
No, no.
Nothing's changed.
I don't know.
You're
I don't know
it's
what
very low.
what to
The
tell
volume
you.
is low. You got the $6,000
Hold on,
mic,
hold
and
on,
I
hold
can't
on.
hear.
Hold on. Wait, nobody can hear me? What's going on?
I can
We
hear,
can hear
you, but
you.
you're
Okay.
soft.
Speak up.
I can barely
So-
hear you.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Bit better.
Yes.
Talk
Okay.
louder. How about
Okay,
now?
I can talk louder. That's
Yeah.
gonna help.
Okay,
There
talk
you
to
go.
me. What happened? Why did you fire this client? What happened? He was abusive, angry, didn't
Yeah,
pay the
yeah,
bill.
very abusive, very abusive. Nothing. It was not like completely off the rails, man. I don't need that stress, you know.
What did
I
you
was
say?
just-
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to deal with you anymore. Let's
Yeah.
just part as friends.
Exactly. I said, listen. I appreciate
Female
the
or
business.
male client?
Male.
Female or...
Male client, yeah.
And how did they handle it?
I mean, I don't know. They're in denial. They're like they never thought I would, fire them.
But that's probably the best thing you can do. I got to
It,
tell you
it
this.
is. I honestly, I
You
don't
know,
need
look,
that
seriously,
shit in my life. I have enough with Archie and what you did the past couple of days. You know, I don't want to go from.
I got to tell you, Tim. I remember, right? I remember I used to have this job which I always wanted. I was a manager. I was important. I was on the executive committee. We had to wear ties, and I had a parking spot. And I remember every day the boss came in, I'd go to the toilet and take a shit because I used to get cramps in my legs because he's just a jerk. He was a narcissistic son of a bitch. He by the way, he wore a Breitling Avenger. A Chronomat. Breitling Chronomat.
Okay.
And to tell you, he used to keep the chronograph running all the time. But I said, it's a column. It's not a
Right.
column wheel. It's a
Right.
cams chrono. You're not supposed to do
To
that.
wear out the mechanism.
And he also used to take it in the pool. He goes, oh, this is waterproof. I'd say, it's water resistant. It's a chronograph. He goes, well, it's never had any problems. I said, you haven't seen any problems. Just give it a couple years and we'll come back to me. And I got to tell you, sometimes you just got to be polite. You can't fire all your clients or else you're not going to have a
Right.
business.
I don't need, like, honestly. YouTube is doing great.
What type of
I was
business are you... What industry is this?
Well, it's
You
kind
don't
of.
want to get too...
Yeah, I don't
You
want.
don't-
I mean, it had to do basically. I taught him how to use a certain website, like last month.
OnlyFans?
Yeah.
No.
Hell yeah.
But what happened
It's
was
just ridiculous.
I taught him how to use the website, and then today he calls me up and says like it's an emergency. I have to show up because he was on the website yesterday, and apparently I didn't show him this new function when I was teaching him like a month ago. But it was just added. The feature literally it says like this is a new feature. It was just added. And he says like, "Oh, you were inadequate. Like you did it quickly." And I'm like, "Bitch, this is literally it says
How
right
much were
there."
you charging him an
Bitch.
hour, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, it's not much. I mean, it's not per hour.
How
It's
much?
kind of per contract.
How much?
It was like $200 per week.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. That's why I don't need
not
that
bad.
shit. Yeah,
In the
no, I mean
IT
it's
industry,
good, but
that's- it's yeah, you don't need hassle. You don't want
yeah.
headaches.
what the fuck? I
Here we
literally
go, fella. $2. Profile young hedge fund guy with 15202 at a bar. Look, I got to tell you, these young look, I got to tell you honestly. For starters, young hedge fund. That's an oxymoron because to be senior in a hedge fund, you've got to be You got to have got your rungs on the board. So a young hedge fund guy, he's the guy who brings the coffees in, and he's learning, and he gets treated like shit, and But seriously, okay, if a young guy, so he's got a 15202, look,
Absolute Jack.
I got to be honest with you. The ultimate luxury is time. Who's that behind you there?
That's my wife. She's very grumpy.
Why is she grumpy?
Well, apparently,
I don't stop live streaming.
yeah.
Hey, Tim, why is she grumpy?
Well, she had a hard day at work as well, and I didn't clean the house. So there you go. And I said, and I told her, the reason I didn't clean the house, I got chewed up by
Tim
this
said,
client.
"Listen,
So
babe,
it's
listen,
the
toots, I'm
whole
a
day
man.
is just
And I don't
disaster.
clean."
But can't you just go and give her a cuddle? Why don't you go and give her a cuddle?
And then she pushed me away.
Yeah, Tim, what are you doing on this pesky live stream, man? Come on.
Not acceptable. I ordered sushi. I ordered Uber Eats. It cost me
Jeez,
$40.
okay.
It's expensive.
Okay, here we go. So young hedge fund. Look, they're just jerks. They just think they're important.
Oh yeah.
Look, I got to be honest with you. I'm not impressed by hedge fund guys. You know this?
They think their shit doesn't stink.
Exactly.
They're the greatest
know-
thing since the coming of Christ.
Exactly. You know what? We all die. We all go to the toilet. We all have disasters. You know,
What kind of disasters?
I remember I met these really rich people, and I said, "Do you shit normal shits, or do you have shit little pellets?" Because they're just so perfect. They're just
Their
not
shits come out
human.
perfect.
They're just little pellets. Alden Clark, $5. Should I buy a James Cameron or a samurai sword from the 1300s?
Get the sword.
I get that samurai sword. That rules. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got a sword. Get the
100%.
sword. Get the sword. Toyota Mo, $2. The mystery of Tim Wright continues.
Thank you, Toyota.
Hey man, and CB $5. Art, sorry you didn't answer. Other than that, would you need more than $5 on Super C? Is still 20%.
Tim's in trouble.
Tim's
in trouble.
She's pissed.
He's really pissed. Yeah.
Get her on the stream, Tim. Maybe we could relax her. For
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim, we want to hear Tim's
Get
wife
on the stream, Tim.
explode.
Let's have a talk. Let's see if we can
Yeah.
smooth this over.
Guys.
Have Archie talk to her.
Oh
Archie
yeah,
could bring it down.
Archie, you want to read a soul?
Yes, read a soul. Archie. Come on, read Tim's wife's soul. YouTube gold right here.
Oh my god.
Arch, did we get this super chat, by the way?
Here we
No,
go,
not yet.
CB. I'm just gonna have a piece of chocolate to celebrate. See, life.
Damn. Is that dark chocolate?
Alden said, "Fuck you guys. I'm getting the James Cameron."
That's hilarious.
It's Lint, orange intense.
Oh, dark chocolate with orange tinge to it. How is that?
Just
Is that
one
good?
piece. You don't eat the whole bar.
Mmm. That sounds
I
good.
gotta tell you,
I want some chocolate.
just one piece. You don't eat the whole thing. You just have one piece. I gotta say, look, when you're earning that much money, the numbers become irrelevant, okay? But basically, you spend as much on watches as you would
A car.
on your cars.
Yeah.
Okay? Simple as that. Cars and watches should be equal when you're on that sort of money. Because everything, by the way, did you see that there's a $39 million apartment in New York? Did you see that walk around?
Yeah.
No.
What's so special about
Because you
it?
guys not part of
That's
the
the same
Patreon.
apartment that was in Timepiece, gentlemen.
Archie. This
Remember
is
he
why they
delivered
don't
that-
know. They're not subscribed
Oh,
to your
that's Theo and
Patreon.
Harris? I think you're
No, no.
mixing it up with Theo and Harris, no?
Oh yeah, Theo and Harris. That's the
Yeah,
one.
he did that video. I
Yeah.
didn't watch it, but I know he made the video of like $20 million apartment, some stupidity like that.
It's not that big.
It's Arch. Outside of New York, like you're not impressed by that because it's just like you're getting a shitter for $20 million. I'm sorry.
Just curious about CB Super Chat. I would say between 5 and 10% if you're making $1 million a
Look,
month.
I gotta be honest. When you're making $1 million
Probably
a month,
closer
you
to
don't know
5
million a
something.
month.
You don't even care. Whatever you want.
That's like
Right.
Tony
Richard
Stark numbers.
Mille, Google. Would you buy Google? I don't even want that stuff. I don't even want it.
You don't like Grubel
Yeah.
Forcey, Arch?
No. I like what I'm pretty happy with what I've got. Mr. Two. So I gotta say this: if you are super oodles rich like that, oodle rich, if we're Hoovie's garage rich, okay. By the way, you
Not
see he
that
wears a
rich.
sub as well. He's in the sub club with us. You see
He
that?
is. Yeah, he has a
Hoovie's
couple
garage.
Rolexes.
Look, man. Yes, he has a couple. He's got
Yeah,
a
he's a
beautiful
couple.
Vietnamese wife. Have you seen his wife? She's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. She's so
Tim's getting
fine.
Absolutely.
Tim's getting spanked right now.
I know, right? We're gonna see Tim
Mr.
thrown
Two,
into the
$3. I
bookcase.
almost forgot, but then I remembered. Tim P.
Yeah, Tim was peeing on the last stream.
I gotta say, I'm not a member of the sub club today. I'm switching it up.
Ooh, Batgirl.
Going Bruce Wayne
Beautiful.
on him.
So I gotta say this, guys. Seriously, I'm thinking. You know what? A couple Pateks, a couple Rolex, a Reverso, maybe a Speedy or whatever. That's it. That's the meaning of life. That's about it. I reckon about 10 watches is it. That's it. That's absolutely it for me. Now, I may trade in and out of a few pieces at times, but I think that's it. Are you anywhere near happiness, JJ? Because you've got
No.
an amazing collection, JJ.
Thank you. I am approaching the happiness plane. There's a few more I just need to have. Don't get me wrong. I'm very content. I'm enjoying the hunt. So for me, I'm happy. But there's a few more I need to feel like I'm done. You know what I mean? I just bought a watch box with 12 spaces, Arch. I only have 8 watches in there right now.
Let me say this, Birminghard.
Yeah.
You know this 2% money.
That's
Right.
2%. That's 2% for you borrowing it against your house, but I need to make more than a
2%
2%
money.
return on my money.
How about we bought a new Corvette?
Dude, they're so cool in person. They are really cool.
know.
They're
Did you
so
see that
cool.
video on YouTube? There's this guy, his wife, he's a veteran, and his wife got him the latest.
What
It was
color?
2019. It was red.
color?
Red coupe.
Very cool.
Red coupe. It was amazing. Birminghard, 2% money, 2% money. I gotta tell you guys, 2%,
I want one.
2%.
So
You know
want
what,
one bad.
JJ?
They make one in bronze that is so cool. Let me see if I can pull up the photo of it.
I
What's-
gotta tell you, Birminghard, 2%.
But-
Look at that.
So here's what I say when,
like
when, you,
it.
when you say 2%. The way I see it is, and I have an uncle that has a 2-door Corvette, right? Awesome car.
What
But if
model?
I'm borrowing
What model?
against my
C
house-
what? C.
Oh,
C8?
I don't even know.
Oh,
What year? What year? Give me a year.
Oh, he's had it for a while. It's a good probably 10 years old now.
Probably C7.
oh, the C6.
But
Great car.
When-
great
when-
car.
when you
great
say-
car. Okay.
When you say 2%, what my brain naturally goes to, right? And this is the Dave Ramsey indoctrination in me.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm paying for the car, it's now costing me an extra 2% a year on top of the price. And me being a value shopper, I'm like, okay, on the last car I purchased, okay, I could have just paid just outright cash for it, but I was able to get another $1,500 off in order by financing it. So I financed a small portion of it just because when I calculated out, I'm like, okay, this is going to lower my total out the door cost by it only saved me. It even saved me less than $1,000, but just because of
I
how
understand.
they do the
I
rebate
understand.
and the
I
cost of doing the loan and
understand.
things like that. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll finance like $6,000 just because
What's the
they were
interest
able to
rate
knock
on
the
that
price down.
finance?
I paid it off. It
And
was
what was the interest rate?
it was higher. It was I want to say it was maybe like 6%, but it was
Okay.
paid off.
It's the
Really
debt
quickly.
snowball, right?
That's the one I want, Arch, right there.
Oh, it's a vet, is it?
Yeah, C8.
Jeez.
It looks
They said there's a
expensive.
few problems with the C8. What do you think? They've had
They
a few
do.
little
They do
issues.
say there are some. I mean, I'm not looking to get one right now, but if I do move down south where
Can you
there's
get
no
a
snow,
C7 cheap?
You can still buy them. They have them at the dealers still.
yeah, I want that new one though, the mid engine, and
but-
it's just.
Well,
Let's get these super chats very quickly.
The C7 is the front. Sorry, which one's next? Next one. Fella, $2. Should someone with a sick collection buy a Kermit? No. No, I don't think you have to have it. You got a sick collection.
Arch, this is loser to Arch.
This is for
Loser
Tim.
time.
This is directed at Tim, I feel like.
Nah. Look, I think if you can get it at retail, it's like picking up money on the street. Do you bother to pick it up, or do you just give it to someone else? It's up to you.
I picked it up.
Of course, I pick up.
I want other
I
people
can't-
to.
Sensational seller.
who want it more than me.
4 pounds. 4 pounds. Arch, 1 Rolex, 1 Patek. What would you choose? Oh, that is a good question. Okay, if it's my collection, I would say I like the 5110 World Time, and I would say as a Rolex, I reckon
Submariner.
sub, and the World Time.
Oh wait, if we're doing a different collection?
And then if it was stuff to buy, if I didn't have any watches, I reckon the 5130. I reckon that's a bargain, JJ. JJ, that's a bargain.
I know. I see one.
That's the
I'm
previous model,
eyeballing it.
39.5 mil World Time. And as a Rolex, let's get a Panda. Panda. Mr. 2, $8. Is this just Tim's script writing? More drama with the wife this time? How far will he go? Divorce, homeless, camping on a snowy mountain.
Arch, you could start a new series called The Housewives of ArchieLuxury.
CB, $10. Arch, this is the point. It is not about the money. It is about the passion. People should buy what they like and can afford. The collection does not make the man.
Well, you pretty much said that. You could buy whatever you want with that money.
As long as
But
it's
let's face
proportional
it,
to the
if
car.
you're earning $1 million a month, right? Say you're earning $1 million a month, right? Let's be honest. Are you going to buy a steel sub and say how great it is? You're going to buy the solid gold or the platinum version, aren't you? The
You're not even
secret
getting
platinum
Rolex.
version. It's a secret platinum. Nobody knows about it.
Right.
You need
You're
the
gonna be
kudos.
in the.
Yeah.
Or you could
If
get
you're
a
making $1
museum.
million a
You could
month-
get a museum quality tutor, Arch.
Hey,
Got a museum
now I
quality
had to
tutor.
pull that vid, by the way. Hey, JJ,
Did
I had
you?
to pull that vid.
Why?
Did you know that?
Why? No, I didn't. I watched it
Yeah,
earlier.
he got upset. I used his name. I mentioned his name, and I said it's a
Woman?
common name. I said, how many people, how many
Arch
da
does it again.
are pricks in New York? I said New York is full of them.
Man, but the world is small. Look at this. 2 people from New York that are on Archie's stream. They live in New York. Like, what are the chances?
There's a lot of people live in New York.
New
But
York
how
is pretty
come
big.
me and JJ are from New York? It's a small world.
Yeah, but he's in Jersey. You're in a different
Oh,
borough.
yeah,
You're
right.
not
That
even in the
doesn't
same
count.
building or the
That's
same
not
street.
even real
that would
place.
that would be coincidental.
Yeah.
NATO, $8. Just get a Chevy SS LS3 with a 6-speed. Chuck a blower on, and you're laughing.
That just sounded like coded language.
By the way, guys, I just got to go and take a toilet break. Oh, we'll be
Ooh.
back.
Sponsored by JJ LeCoute.
Yeah, I think I got to join the Patreon instead and just pay $3 a month instead of paying $60 a month.
All right. If you were making $1 million a month, though, at what point would you just be commissioning like a custom piece?
You wouldn't even own a Rolex.
Well,
I would,
piece-
yeah, I would
a
be
piece
like, I'd be
unique
like, oh,
from
what is
Patek?
that? Is that a Patek? Look at,
You know,
Yeah.
Can
if
you
I was
order
making
these
that much
unique, or
money,
do they have
I
one
would
of a
actually
kind?
sell 3 of my Rolexes.
Yeah, but
I would go down
technically
to one.
you can
One
get
and done.
piece unique from a lot of guys.
Yeah, but I'm saying with Paddock in particular, do you have to get selected, or can you order one if you have the money?
No, you can't order. They don't do bespoke. They're a
Well-
serial manufacturer of watches. They very rarely,
The piece
unless
unique.
yeah, only do piece unique for like the Grandmaster chime and those kind of watches.
I know John Mayer has at least one. He probably has more than one.
Right, but that's a little different.
Yeah, he's John Mayer.
What I say? I didn't say John Mayer.
No, I'm just saying like he's
Oh,
he's more of a spokesman in that regards.
Oh,
like,
I thought I said like Jack.
Right, because I think he has that.
yeah.
He has that. Like you can ask for special requests on a watch. So like, there was one watch that sold at auction. It was owned by Jean-Claude Beaver. I forget the reference, but it had like blued steel hands, which those watches never had at the time. So it was unique in that sense. But it was still the same watch as like all the others that were made. So you can like make special requests, I think. I just don't know if they fulfill them unless you're a very, very, very good client.
I wouldn't, if I was making $1 million a month and just money was like no object, right? Like I wouldn't ever want to see another person wearing the same watch as me. Like I would feel like,
Yeah, that's
What
true.
about 70,000 a month?
Who makes 70 grand a month? That's
What?
insane.
well,
It's like Scrooge McDuck.
let's avoid that one.
That's a good one.
Wow, Archie's
to
really
make
taking his
something
time in
like
there, huh?
Yeah, he's waiting for the super chat to pop up. He's watching on his phone.
Oh man.
Alden Clark asks, you could have head the Timepiece Gentleman's Australia branch? I don't think so.
Interesting.
I never understood that, why Arch didn't get into, well, I mean, he's explained it to us, but he should have done it. Let's be honest.
Done what?
Become a dealer? A watch
Oh yeah,
dealer?
a watch dealer. That's a
Oh,
different.
what are you kidding me? Him having to deal with customer service all day?
Yeah, no way.
Oh.
He'd be
my
dead. He'd have a
God.
heart attack by now.
You'd have an Archie explodes every single every single day.
Yeah.
A new Archie explode video.
He'd
This
have an artery.
customer, this
Working
customer
with people that
bikes
hate
me
you
off.
every day, it's just the worst.
Yeah, that's
He will-
that's completely counter to the Archie Luxury persona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Archie Luxury persona is like, if you get out of my way, it's
Yeah.
not like, oh, customer service. Like,
It's the opposite.
how
of
are
that.
you today? Like, can I
Being
top
a
off, can I top
YouTuber-
off your glass for you?
Being a YouTuber has got to be probably one of the sweetest jobs you can have in the world because you're not dealing with anybody. You're just putting out your own content and you're making money. Like, yeah, that's got to be amazing.
I don't know. It's stressful because like you have to. If you don't put out the videos, you're not gonna get any money, and then money fluctuates so wildly. So
Yeah.
unpredictable. And like even like when like now that I started getting the super chats, that stuff changes you because you like even unconsciously. no, look, unconsciously. I'm
Tim
just
got in an
thinking,
argument
like,
with his
how
wife.
Can I,
He's like, listen,
how
I'm
can I get a
celebrity,
super
babe."
chat? You know, you're thinking like 3 steps ahead. Like it's a game of like chess, and
Yeah.
you don't want to do that. But I'm just saying the truth, the way it is. Like you be thinking like, how can I get the super chat? And
Yeah.
it pops into your head. Just wait, Marco, until you and JJ get until you get monetized. You'll see it's evil stuff. It's evil stuff. It
Tim's
messes
like,
with
I don't
your
need to
head.
clean the house anymore. Don't you know who I am?
Yeah. I'm a fourth rate. I'm a fourth rate
played
YouTube
yourself.
celebrities.
But I feel like some of the successful YouTubers though, like they end up kind of being like beholden to the brands, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know.
I think you should. The secret is
working
to
for
just
someone.
keep doing what you were doing before.
Yeah.
If it
But
worked
it
before,
messes
it'll
with
work
your
after.
head so much. Like I'm trying. I had luckily I had a bunch of people commenting,
That's the
just
gummies,
trying to
Tim.
keep me straight. Like just hey,
That's the
hey,
gummies.
you're hey, look at what you're doing. Stay with us. Don't go the Archie way. Oh, there
Hey
we go.
guys, we're
Hey.
back. I'm back. I'm staying with you guys. Aladdin Clark, $5. Arch, have you asked Timepiece Gentleman for a job yet? You could head his Australian branch. I don't want to sell watches.
Yeah, we were just
I don't want
talking
to
about
sell.
fucking
I think
explode.
it's.
shitty that would be.
Sorry.
We were just saying how horrible of a job that would be selling watches.
Look, there's good money in it, but there's also some huge risks.
Yeah.
There's burglars, robberies,
Customers. Dealing with customers.
Customer's always right.
Who would want to deal with that all day?
Look, I do what I do. Here we go. Gentlemen's Hangout, $2. Bathroom break, sponsored by Museum Quality Tudor. Only a New Yorker could say that, don't you think?
On behalf
You
of the
know?
other New Yorkers, this is just a beater. It's not. It's only a Tudor. A Tudor of regular quality.
Get some more
This is an
super
interesting
chats.
one.
I gotta tell you, man. Here we go. Fella, $2. Panel to retire at 45. How much net worth? I gotta tell you, this is an interesting equation because I've
Yeah.
actually looked into this a lot. Okay? There is something called FIRE. I'm part of the FIRE movement. Financially
boy.
independent,
Retire. early.
retire early.
Okay.
Now, just let me explain how this works, right? Seriously, you can retire at any age. I'm kind of semi-retired myself. You can still have a mortgage. You can still... It depends what your expenses are. When you say retire, do you mean you want to play golf every day? Do you mean you want to buy a Cadillac or a Lincoln or a town car? And
Yeah.
you want to just be... that's different. Okay, the honest truth is, if you were frugal enough, you want to be frugal. It depends what quality of life you want. But I honestly think you could retire. Let me give you a figure. You want a figure? He's in America, isn't he, fella?
Probably.
Yeah.
I reckon you could retire in some states of America with as little as $250,000.
Like making a year or net worth?
Net worth.
Net
Net
worth.
worth.
Net worth? No.
Now, let me back it up. You want me to back this up?
Rice and
Yeah.
beans.
You have to be farming.
Are you
Stop,
talking about interest?
stop.
Are you?
No.
Or-
Just listen
yeah?
to me.
Yeah, let's hear.
You buy an apartment or a house, certain states, 100,000. You buy a reasonable car, 50,000. That's 150.
You could buy a reasonable car for like 30, but go ahead.
Yeah, less than
Okay.
that.
Like 10.
Okay. 30,
right.
30. You're
30 will
right.
last
say
you a
30.
long time.
30 's good. Yeah.
You have some money in some investments, mutual funds, some stocks, just very, very safe, blue chip. You do a little bit of work. You just, you could get away with that. If you've got a frugal life, you got your house paid off, all you got to do is cover your living expenses. A little bit of part-time work, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you're fine. Now, you can't do that in New York. You couldn't do that in California. I didn't say that.
No.
Certain
even.
places in America,
Yeah.
It
you go
also-
out west,
I was going to say, it also
100,000
depends
gets
on
you
what-
a reasonable home.
Right. Yeah, if you're on the coast, you're not going to do that. But if you're in middle America somewhere, you could absolutely get a house for 100,000. But it also depends if you have an income stream, Arch. I think that's the biggest thing people don't realize. It's not about everything that you have right now. If you have like income streams that you can live off of during the week, you know what I mean? I mean, I retired at 40, but I'm not getting into facts and figures, but I have income
no.
streams. I don't. It's not all about having a lump sum of money.
Exactly.
That's how people get rich, by the way, having multiple income streams. Just so you, just for.
And I
the
think
people
also it
out there.
depends what you're going to sacrifice, right? Like for me, if I want luxury cars, I got to work longer. If I'm
Right.
happy to stay with the Honda with 140,000 miles on the clock, hey, that's your choice, your consumer choice. Whatever you want, you can have.
Yep.
Use that 2% money. 2% money. I love 2% money.
HELOC.
Mr. Two, $8 on $1 million a month. You should have a team of staff doing your buying and suggesting things to you. No. You're not going to have
No.
much money left if you're going to be paying these salaries. Rest assured, they don't watch YouTube live streams. Let me tell you this. It's like Elvis Presley. He had 6 or 7 homes, Cadillacs, cars, a fleet of cars. You know how many of these things bring in income? The real estate, sure, when you sell it, it's an asset, but often these people don't want people touching their shite, so they keep it.
There's a
You've
funny
gotta
story.
have-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
There's a funny story last month about so Kevin Hart, right, had a personal shopper that
Yep.
ended up stealing like real expensive watches, right? Because
1.2
he's like,
million.
yeah.
Whoa, what?
yeah.
Really?
Who's Kevin Hart?
Kevin
Who's
Hart?
Kevin Hart?
The black
comedian.
comedian. He's like a short guy that.
African American.
I love how we all go to that. The short guy.
What does he do?
My
exactly?
He's an actor. He's in a lot of
Politically
movies.
correct.
He's an
Look at
actor
you guys.
comedian.
He's tiny. Kevin Hart's tiny in person.
And he
He's
was
like
stealing, or who
5'3".
was stealing?
No. So he
His
has.
shop.
So again, being a millionaire, right? They have like these professional shoppers, and he had one that stole like a total of like 1.2 million. But it was like buying things like expensive watches and jewelry and all this stuff, and ended up kind of discovering it. So now the guy ended up having
Kevin Hart has a crazy watch collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did his personal shopper though.
What kind of watches did he buy?
Richard Mille's, Patek,
Oh, of course.
Rolex,
Yeah.
I never even heard of this
AP.
dude.
You've never heard of Kevin Hart, Archie?
What the?
No.
What?
You definitely know
I-
him if you see him.
You know who he is.
Yeah.
You have to look him up. My sister's met him.
Really
He's
funny
very
guy.
small in person.
Oh, him,
Very
yeah,
loud,
I
too,
know.
apparently.
Very
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, he's got a massive ego.
He doesn't have an active ego.
You
He's
had
pretty
Richard
cool.
Mille.
Yeah. The sad thing is, these people, they got no idea that it's going to end. They start believing their bullshit.
I don't think it'll end for Kevin Hart. He
He spends a lot of money on real estate investment and stuff. Like he's
sold out Madison Square Garden like 3 times. That's like
Yeah.
huge.
He's very funny.
Let's continue with these
Elvis only
super
had
chats.
600,000 left. Remember that.
That's
Sushi
true.
is here.
That's very true.
NATO, $8. Best used Omega collection. Someone who is very hands-on with sowing pumpkin seeds and harvesting zucchini.
That's pretty weird.
Look, I would say the best used Omega collection. I like the Broad Arrow Speedmaster. That model there.
Very nice.
The Broadmoor?
They're not expensive. You know, they're kind of soft. I like the Mark II reissue. That's a column wheel chronograph with the coaxial movement. I quite like I love the original Bond from the 90s, the quartz.
We were
They're
just
cheap.
talking about that.
They're a solid quality. No soul. Again, no soul in the quartz, right? But and I love the GMT with the sword hands from the same. You know, you remember Omega did the sword. What happened to Marco? Where's he gone? He might be back.
I think his internet cut.
Yeah, he's back. Remember the sword hand GMT Omegas? They were Seamasters. They were great. I loved them. So you could build a really nice Omega collection for not a lot of money. That gives you a lot of bang per buck. I totally get it.
but it would be a pretty dusty environment, right?
Brisha. If you're making 70,000 a month, I don't think you're driving the tractor, are you? You're controlling the people who drive the tractor.
That's insane.
And don't forget, John Deere, they got the software. You got to go to John Deere for the software updates for your tractor. That's what they
That's
do.
how they get you.
What are your thoughts on Yemma? I have a subscription. You're going to say it's a Scheider brand because the rodent has promoted it. Garbage. It's always it's garbage.
Never heard of it.
Garbage.
Never heard of it.
Garbage.
Shit.
Garbage. Seriously, I think the entry level watch, borderline. Like, I was thinking, I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna make a video for a guy who's got a real garbage in his collection. Longines. What's your opinion? Longines. Most of them are garbage, aren't they?
ETA garbage, Salida garbage.
Garbage. I'd say some Tag Heuers is starting. I prefer Tag Heuer to Longines. What do you think entry level? The cheapest watch that's respectable. Cheapest watch. Let's go around
Tag
the panel.
Heuer.
Quick.
Hoyer
Okay.
or Zen Arch. Zen is not bad too.
Nah,
they use the
Zin
top grade
doesn't cut
ETA.
it.
They use the
Doesn't
top
cut it.
ETA though, don't they?
Rolex. Cheapest respectable watch.
Seamaster, maybe pre-owned.
Burping
Seamaster?
hard.
I would say I would go with the Tudor.
Tim.
I think Tech Heuer. Tech Heuer is.
Actually,
Yes.
Arch, what about quartz Grand Seikos? What do you think about those?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on those?
Marco, you're so funny. You're a funny guy.
I gotta tell
Funny
you, they're
how.
semi-decent. Grand Seiko has the quality on Grand Seiko is just amazing, but no soul. Quartz, no soul. You know that? No soul. I had a Patek quartz, by the way. I had 2 Patek quartzes. No soul.
So here's this is a discussion we had earlier
Just very
today with
quickly,
Marco.
Aladdin Stop, Watch and Roll, $2. Odds, Aladdin Clark, $5. What do you think about Harry and Meghan Markle? Panel weigh in. I got to be honest with you. They seem very whiny, bitchy. To be honest with you, if you're going to join the firm, you got to play by the rules. Don't piss the Queen off. You just be gracious, be nice, and you never have to work again. For God's sake, you meet.
Yeah, what's her deal? I don't understand
I mean,
it. What's her deal? She wants to be a celebrity?
She desperately
Is that what it
wanted
is?
to be in. She's in, and then she starts tearing the firm apart. She's worse than Diana. And to be honest with you, this is what happens. I don't want to say this badly, but when you marry a divorcee from Americas.
Oh. I thought you were going to make a joke
I
about her.
thought she's
getting married.
Canadian, Arch. I thought she's Canadian born.
Damn.
She's from Pasadena, bro.
Okay.
Oh, never
Look,
mind.
Look, I got to tell you,
Yeah.
I don't think she's really respectful. You're going to join the family, just toe the line. Just be nice, be nice. She gets.
Just shut your
they
mouth
get
and
massive
do your job.
egos. They get egos. Just be nice. It's an
Yeah.
honor to be allowed in that. And I don't think she's treated her dad well. Her dad might be a bit of a jerk, but hey, just invite him to a couple teas and it'll all gloss over. You know, give him a lordship or a knighthood. It's all fine. She just ego. She thinks she's important. I
Yeah,
mean-
she was on Suits. That's very important.
Harry blew it.
I'm not a big fan of Harry. You know, I just stop, watch, and roll. He's so henpecked. That guy is so
Is
henpecked.
Harry the redhead?
Yeah.
I know nothing about the family.
Stop, watch,
and
and
all
roll. $2. Odds of Air King getting discontinued next month. I would
It
say
should.
Hi.
10%. 10%.
10%.
10%. No, it's not high. Look, they love the Air King has been in the range for a long. It's the problem. You know what? I was reading I think it was a Crown and Caliber article or some Wind and Wear. What's this Wind and? It comes on my phone.
Worn and wound.
And this guy was saying he's got a 39mm OP white dial, and he says it's a 39mm white dial OP, and it's the entry level sports watch. That's not a sports watch, is it?
not.
That's not a sports.
No.
Here we go, Mr. Two, $8. My neighbor is 24-year-old Chinese girl, paid $4 million, fully furnished, Lambo in the garage. She's been there 2 weeks in the last 3 years. That's what I call rich.
Ooh.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
family money, I'm guessing. Like
Look,
No, she's got an OnlyFans.
to
No,
be honest
she's probably
with you,
like-
they-
A lot of the
I wanna
time,
start
Arch,
OnlyFans.
it's like dynastic families, right? They come from dynastic Chinese families.
Look,
they have money.
That's old school money.
It's old money.
look, well, there is no such thing as old school money in China. You had Mao, who took everything, okay?
Mm.
So
It's
this
government
is
money.
only-
Everyone in the government is rich, Arch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look-
Was that
it is.
true?
Yeah, 100%.
I got to be honest with you. I can't think of anything worse than having absolutely everything you want. Jim Carrey. I want everyone to be rich and famous to know it's not the answer. Remember Jim Carrey said that?
Just get the Rolex, Arch. One Rolex.
Look,
Multiple
Look.
Rolex.
if you had that,
Oh, sorry.
sort of wealth and that, the problem is I've met these people. They're extremely superficial. Oh my God, they're superficial.
My grandfather
And-
used to say when I would say, "Oh, wouldn't it be great to be rich and famous?" He says, "No, I want to be rich and anonymous, not rich and famous."
So how come
I
you're
want to
on
be
these
rich
live
and
streams?
infamous. I want to be infamous, not famous. Okay,
Jesse
infamous.
James. I'm trying to be Jesse
Now-
James over here.
I got to tell you, man, seriously, these people, I know friends of friends, I know some really rich people. And what happens is, like one guy, he's got a Mercedes S500 coupe, S-Class coupe. He bought everything brand new. Every 3 years he replaces it. And anyhow, the motor seized. It was brand new. It was only 2 months old, and the motor seized. And Mercedes said, "No worries, we'll fix it under warranty for you." And he was angry that they wouldn't replace it. He said, "Why? I don't want it fixed. I want a replacement."
Ooh.
And these people, they can't handle that. And with their kids, I've noticed their kids didn't do so well, and they're furious. They're so angry, and you think, they think people who have sort of money like that level we're talking about, they got their own problems, okay? They think their shit doesn't stink. They kind of... Believe you me, I could think of nothing worse.
Than being
And a
rich?
Lambo's very uncomfortable. I've been
Arch,
in a
I can think
few...
of many worse things than being rich.
Yeah, like cancer.
What was that? What was
would
that
suck.
quote? I've been a rich man, I've been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time. Right?
Yeah. Come on now.
But look, all I'm trying to say is, it's like you've seen these guys on the channel. They get everything given to them. There's no struggle. There's no nothing.
Guys,
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna
like-
eat dinner
Arch, did
with
you watch
with
that
the
show
wife,
Bling
and then
Empire?
I'll try to come
Hey,
back, okay?
Tim, we're about to wrap this baby
Oh.
up, Tim.
Let's wrap it
I
up.
love you. I love you. We're going to wrap
Thank
this
you.
show up. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Tim, go and please leave now. Please.
Thank you.
I'm going to boot you out if you don't leave.
Okay,
go and
thank
have
you.
dinner. And guys, let's just come on tomorrow. I gotta let you guys go. I love you. Anyone doing a show?
Just get these final super chats.
Larry Kippings, £5. Harry isn't even family. Larry, they're not supposed to. He's James Hewitt's kid. Unfortunately, Diana wasn't very faithful. Larry, we're not supposed to mention that. My God, Larry.
You didn't read this one off, Arch.
Stud Muffin, $2. Prince Harry wanted out of the family, not Megan.
Well, could you imagine being the younger brother of Prince William and being like,
I'm never gonna have responsibilities.
yeah.
but
So wouldn't like
You
is
get
this
to go to
stuff
all the
destructive behavior?
openings, all the big events. People, Madonna comes to town. She wants to see you. Do you understand
I would just be-
it?
I would
That's
just be a
self-destructive
humanitarian
behavior.
if I was him.
By the
Just-
way,
People-
Arch.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I tell you honestly, I think you just got to learn how to toe the line. Be nice, discreet, and everything's cool. But he's just a jerk. He doesn't know.
He's never known anything but money and fame. He's never had an
Larry
outside
Kipping,
work.
£5.
crazy.
Harry isn't even. Okay, we read that one.
This
Okay,
one's
and Madman, $5. Arch can't stop looking at the white. Seamaster Professional Punters on Gentlemen's Club got convinced me to go for it. What's the boss say? I don't mind the white Seamaster. It's a great watch. Beautiful, beautiful. Go for it. It's sleeper. It's cheap. Great watch. Great
By the way,
watch.
Arch, I just wanted to mention I can do a show at about. Let's do it for 7:30. How's that sound, guys? That good? 7:30.
Tonight?
Yeah,
Nah,
tonight. I do
I'll
after
try to
show.
come on, but I got work early.
Okay.
See you
I'll
later,
do
guys.
after
Love
show,
you all.
7:30.
See you
Watch Cardinals.
tomorrow, guys. I'll be back.
Later, guys.